Hey, Steady Steve, please like and subscribe. Okay, let's get straight into it. This is a ultimate, unbelievable, best of the best, genius. You can't imagine the amount of genius I had to distill into like a small kind of couple of minutes segment of video in order to put this video together. Absolutely. True. Joking. Anyway, so let's crack on. All right, active skill. Rage cost 1000. Again, it's area of effect. Most, if not all, of these videos are going to be area of effect because for me, they are the best in terms of where you want to be aiming and what you want to be optimizing, focusing on. And yeah, for beginning, middle, and end game whales or non-whales, these are the ones you want to think about. YSG more recently, it's kind of been taken out of the meta by Herman for many, but listen, you are going to see YSG on the map, and he's going to be doing some amazing damage. If you're a whale, there's a likelihood, a strong likelihood, in my point of view, that you may well have a YSG in your sixth or seventh army, if not before. Definitely. So yeah, main things to look at: direct damage up to 5 nearby enemy troops. Damage factor 1700, aka we've got, it optimized. For every additional target, reduces the damage to each target by, as you know, drum roll, 15%. That is decent damage. And I remember when I first started playing this game, which was very early on in the game, that was like the alpha and the omega. That was back in the days when gold keys actually meant something. Can you imagine if Rise of Kingdom actually invested in their own game and made gold keys great again? So instead of MAGA, that'd be make gold. Anyway, let's not worry about that. Make gold keys great again. Anyway, whenever this commander's troop launches a basic attack, and this is a passive skill, aka not rage bar driven, it has a 10% chance, aka a 90% chance not to. 10% chance to do the goodness of gaining 100 rage. Bearing in mind your bar is at 1000, so that's a good 10% start. And gain 100% bonus to archer unit attack for 3 seconds. But there is a cooldown of 5 seconds. Okay, so yeah, there's potential, as it mentions in summary at the bottom. Rage gained 100 and an attack bonus. But there's only a 10% chance of that. Listen, you can use this as a garrison commander. And if you're starting off in the game, why not? I mentioned in other videos, listen, the best garrison strategy is just not to be rallied. Obviously, no matter what, you could have the best you could have a committee panel, including ROK, talking about who the best garrison commander is, and all agree. But if you're 100 million, I'm 100 million power player, you get rallied and somebody wants a zero, you're going to get zeroed. 150 million and somebody wants a zero, you will be zeroed. 200, I've seen it happen. The biggest wells, again, so the best strategy, regardless of commander. Of course, you have to think about it. If you've got an awesome commander, you have to think about it anyway. But AKA, don't really worry about this. Just have good strategy. Stay on the alliance territory. Stay behind the pass if you're going to go to sleep. Just do smart moves. All is good. But nevertheless, you get this bonus if you did want to use him as a garrison commander. This commander deals how much? 50% more skill damage. 50% more skill damage. All right, so it's not real. In reality, it's not 1,700 to that first. I know you hit 5, but the first one of the 5 or the first one that you hit, it is 50% more of that. And my computer brain is not really working right now, so it's 2,500, something like that. But anyway, decent damage, and that's really it. It's just simple. And there's more in the museum. So let's go look at the museum. Let's look at the museum. Oh, I'm going to the wrong bit. Not no more. Not no more. Okay, so you know about the damage, 1,700. You get arch defense 20% just to make you slightly more tanky. Slightly. You don't really get any health bonus that comes to mind, was it? What we're really bothered about is you're already getting a 50% bonus to skill damage, but with this in the museum, you get an additional 5% on top. And this is a gold key commander, you know what I mean? So AKA potentially free, one that you can build up and aim towards and realistically achieve over time in the game. Awesome. But not only that, if you're following, okay, again, so depending on where you're starting off, and I'm not going to have YSG here anymore just because I'm not an archer primary, and even if I was, it's going to be Zhuge Liang. It's not going to be YSG because Zhuge Liang is, just more powerful in every single way. But my overriding strategy doesn't suit everybody, such as, Lu Chi, and sometimes I might have buffing commanders, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. But my overall strategy is suited by having skill damage boosted, and this gives me a whole 5%. It's always going to help YSG to have additional archer health. It actually does give it a little bit of tankiness, which it doesn't get elsewhere. And I'm not really bothered about the march speed, but we'll just take the additional. I might have messed around with his tree now that I don't really use him in battle. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't really want to talk too much about it because I say at best he should really be a secondary commander or a garrison commander in my point of view. But if this is useful to you, then please feel free to go with this strategy I've got here. One of the main things I would have been going for is trying to optimize this rejuvenate. Whenever you use the active skill, we get an extra 60 rage. One of the other things is I would have thought about 2% bonus, but you can't have it all. So in terms of trying to aim for that 2% bonus, and I'm guessing along the routes, 0.5% health. It's just not enough. And this march speed again, I'm going to waste two units in the march speed. You know me, I ain't going to do that. Instead, I've actually gone into it now. Less than 50%, it gets 9% attack. We'll just take it because they're giving it away. 1.5% normal damage. Back in the day when I first started playing this game, that would have all added up, but these days not so much. 3% health. Woo! And that's at max. 9% more damage. 40 infantry, that natural advantage over infantry. There you go. I'm not going to go on the little studs in between so much. March speed, obviously, I've had to take that because on the balance of things, I couldn't go anywhere else. I'm not going to go down the garrison end of the tree, am I? Because I'm not using it as a garrison commander. I wasn't primarily, even though I'm saying for you, depending on where you're at in the game, if you're starting off, probably even you wouldn't use it as a primary garrison commander. Whoever's the primary garrison commander would use a garrison tree, but use him as a secondary commander so you can keep his tree like this and use it for battles is what I recommend. Anyway, so gaining 3% attack from that one. And what is it saying? If it contains only archer units, whenever it launches a basic attack, it has a 10% chance, aka a 90% chance not to, do this goodness, of dealing extra direct damage to the target. 200 for 3 seconds. Wow. If it contains, losing my voice, if it contains only archer units, whenever it launches a basic attack, it has a 10% chance, aka a 90% chance not to. Gain a 25% bonus to damage dealt for 2 whole seconds. I'm kind of minimizing it, but if that happened at the same time as your active skill, that's a load more extra damage. Bearing in mind that he already gives 55% extra skill damage. Ooh, nice. We'll take it. And on top of this again, 8% more skill damage. Anyway, that's it. Please like and subscribe. That is Stephen. I'm out.